Explore the endless bounds of space with all new LEGO building sets. From engineering wonders like LEGO Technic NASA Apollo Lunar Roving Vehicle to astronaut dog walkers, there is a perfect LEGO set for everyone on Earth. First launched in 1978, space sets have been igniting people's curiosity through the ultimate creative medium of LEGO bricks. Their newest collection is sure to propel the wonder for exploration and adventure across the galaxies. Be inspired by LEGO sets that are out of this world. Visit Amazon.com/LEGO Space to see the full collection.
Partials, go. Upper partials, come on.
Yeah, come on now.
Come on, give me a little hot cross buns. Let's do this.
Oh, hot
And
cross buns.
please make sure you play fourth in fourth.
On the trombone. Them buns are hot.
You need to watch your third position. We're sliding a little flat there.
It's a little flat, yeah.
There we go.
Beautiful. This is gorgeous, right?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Playing on a beginner trombone that I managed to rescue from some school.
Is that a king?
Yamaha, just a very bad Yamaha.
Oh, okay.
On a Fox vocal that I don't know where it's from because it wasn't in my vocal case. And a Leger plastic reed, which I really like.
Friends, Fox is a really good bassoon company.
Well, no, so this is my cheap vocal. This vocal is only worth about $300. The 900 vocals are back there because I didn't want to fuck with it on here. No pre-war vocals though. I've yet to get a pre-war. Heckle, the bassoon company, where you can get Heckle bassoons for I'm waiting for someone to die to get one because you have to wait.
I have a lead on one. You might have to wait a little bit, but shouldn't be longer than 10 years.
Hold on. Is this you're passing down Green Bay Packers season tickets?
Passing down is the very nice way of describing what we're doing.
Okay.
This is a death pool. My bassoon teacher in college, when she dies, she's going to invite everyone to the house, or the family is, and basically fire a whistle or fire a gun, and everyone runs in and grabs as much stuff as they can.
Oh, it's like supermarket.
Sweet, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because she has bassoon cane and bassoon reed blanks from at least 20 years ago that are really well seasoned.
Oh,
right.
That's the good shit.
That's the good shit. Because the longer they sit, the better they are. But the Heckles, the German...
It's like whiskey for nerds.
Yes. The German Heckle company during World War II had a problem, and that they were making ball bearings for the Nazis. And so the stuff they made before World War II is considered to be the best. And everything afterwards is good, not as good as the stuff before. And so if you can find a pre-war vocal or a pre-war, I don't know, anything, that's what you really want to find.
Do you want my bassoon when I precede you in death by about a half an hour?
Sure, why not? What do you have?
Okay. I have a Fox.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll take an extra.
Okay.
It really likes that lowest note. It wants to play that low B flat.
It really does.
Heck yeah. I'll just throw it in for some color later on tonight, y'all, as we talk.
I just think it's really exciting that we finally figured out a good way to make a bassoon a marching instrument.
So you guys know what a sarrusophone is?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Beth, throw a sarrusophone into the chat for me.
One moment. I'm also going to throw a chimbasso in because it feels really appropriate right now.
May I take this moment to read the top result if you Google trombone?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Do it.
From Wiktionary. Quote, an awkward union of disparate elements combining the disadvantages of both.
That is exactly what it is.
Is this not also our podcast?
Uh-huh. Nothing. We could make this podcast so much better if we just, leaned into the strengths, but instead we fight against its weaknesses and put that out there. Can't do lip slurs on this thing though.
So there's a chimbasso, and above it is the sarrusophone family.
So they made a metal bassoon at one point. A family of metal bassoons.
That seems, that's a choice.
Yeah, they're not great. There's a reason they're in museums.
It's a lot like keyed brass. Like, there's a reason we don't do keyed brass. Although I do
this is
I get
insane.
incredibly mad every time somebody's like, yes, a serpent, part of the woodwind family. Like, that will get my dander up very quickly. Oh, people do that. Like, oh, it's made of wood. Like, looks like they're using their fingers. Must be a woodwind. Like,
Except that it's vibrate. Okay, anyways, never mind. There's old brass. Because tuba wasn't around. Tuba's like the baby of the brass family. The tuba was invented in like the mid 1800s.
Yep.
But they had like things before it that they tried to use for tubas. Contrabassoon was like the tuba of the orchestra for a long time. Then they made things called like the Offenclyde or the
awful
serpent.
Clyde, you mean?
Yeah. Whenever you hear like very famous pieces from before 1830 that have tuba, usually it's supposed to have an Offenclyde or a serpent or a contrabassoon or things like that.
This is an awful Clyde. I do call it an awful Clyde because that is the
Look at
correct
all these
name
fucked
for it.
up saxophones.
Okay, so that's the funny thing. Okay, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because Adolf Sachs, that fucking madman, took these things and was like, but what if? Oh yeah, it's just all fucked up saxophones all the
They're
way down.
just all listener. I can't begin to describe to you how much these all just look like fucked up saxophones, except for the one that looks like a fucked up trumpet.
And every single saxophonist has thrown a brass mouthpiece on their saxophone and just been like, okay, let's go.
Honk time.
Honk time.
Yep.
It's always honk time. Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of May 28th, 2024.
Commish is so not amused.
It's just silly as shit. This is so silly. The last thing you wanted me to do is to have a fucking like noisemaker on this podcast. Because now, Beth, now I'm thinking, what other instruments do I need to have on hand? Because all of a sudden this becomes like a drive time old school weather thing where it's like, bing, bing, I need little
Listener, you have no idea how much restraint I show on this podcast.
I mean, Beth has the jaw harp, which I always say. I
And
always
my
say
recorder's
play it.
like there. Both of my
Yeah.
recorders are
Yes.
like right there.
Both of your recorders. The true nerd thing to say.
Both of them.
I should get a
Well,
kalimba.
yeah, I have the good
Yeah, you should.
recorder and then the not good recorder.
Yeah, you have the
Both.
recorder for gigs and you have the recorder for teaching.
Right. Yeah, I brought in the gig recorder one time for my third grade recorder class.
Both of them.
One of the things that you get when you go to school at North Texas for music is that you just know people who are like, oh, I major in recorder. Like, I'm getting my master's in recorder.
Yep.
And like, that's just their thing now.
Really?
Shout out to my friend who has a degree, who has one of the only doctorates in historical horn performance that there is.
Yeah,
Wait,
we call it early music a lot of times, but yeah, basically it's a recorder master's degree.
Oh, okay. All right. I was about to say, I was like, the recorder that you get in what, 3rd or 4th grade?
Yeah.
It,
I mean,
you
it's a
can-
nice version of that.
Okay, a nicer.
Yeah.
Show me a nice recorder. Like I'm used to like the
Beth's
plastic
getting
thing.
hers.
I'm used to like the plastic thing here that you would get, and it's very cheap looking. But all right,
This?
yes,
Yeah, that's the classic recorder.
that's the standard issue
Yeah,
classic recorder.
This is your
there's-
classic like Suzuki recorder. Like,
Okay. Okay.
like
a lot
Yeah.
of hot cross buns.
I think I had that one.
Yeah, you
Okay.
probably did.
probably did.
What's the fancy one though? I want to see the fanciness. Oh my
So
god.
It's wood. It's very nice.
Oh god.
Hand car. The
This-
Like
fiddle is
hand
nice.
carved recorder. Okay.
Way cleaner
Wait,
sound.
Yeah.
And I can't really overblow it quite as easily. Plus, if I need to go high,
Okay.
it'll do it a lot more easily, and like it will tend not to squeak. But
That's good.
yeah, plus I can go real low.
Ooh.
Like that's as low as she goes because it's a soprano recorder. I used to have a tenor and a bass for years and an alto. Tenor recorders are like the worst. I despise tenor recorders because
Okay.
I have little tiny fingers
Mm.
and like Jordan knows. So the tenor recorder basically every woodwind is just a recorder with aspirations of greatness.
Yeah.
And so all of like the keys you see on other woodwinds were designed to solve the problems that recorder creates. So like all those little things are for like, wow, your finger, it turns out that it's not like an inch in diameter and can't cover this hole. Or wow, no human being has 8 inches between their second and third fingers.
That's why like big saxophones have to have those giant key. You push down a small button and it closes a giant hole.
Yeah.
Because you can't physically cover
Yeah.
that hole with your finger.
Right. Like they're made for geckos to play, not for people to play. The tenor recorder has one extra key that's like designed to help you play the very lowest note. And other than that, it's like have big hands, I guess.
Yeah, if it's me, I play tenor recorder.
Yeah, I cannot play tenor recorder. It's a disaster and it makes me very angry. But bass recorder, on the other hand, is a freaking blast. I loved my bass recorder and I'm sad that I don't have it anymore.
We should do a little recorder choir. Oh, that's fun. I love recorder choir.
Yeah, my recorder came from England. It's made of pear.
The other cool thing about old instrument stuff is that the way you think of band stuff isn't like, oh, you have all the instruments. That's not how it worked. You had like, oh, we're going to have a bassoon ensemble. So here's like a soprano bassoon, an alto bassoon, a tenor bassoon, and a bass bassoon.
Yep.
Here's a soprano oboe. And so every family of instruments had its set. And we just picked the best ones out historically as our like, okay, the tenor bassoon was the best bassoon, so we're going to take that thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take the soprano oboe because it worked the best. But there's a whole bunch of other shit that's like back there that's just...
Oh, yeah. Stuff that was just like, wow, this was a terrible idea and I wish we hadn't done it. Like, can we have a moment of silence for the C melody saxophone?
People still play bass oboe. That's still a thing. Like, there's some incredibly crazy composers that still write for bass oboe.
Mm-hmm.
Please explain to me, a person with like 2 musical brain cells, what the difference between that and an English horn is.
It has to do with the sonority of it.
It also, like, the bell is different. Like, the bass oboe's bell is flared like a clarinet's. It's not the bulb like the English horn.
Okay.
So, I mean, and the other thing is that you have that extreme conical bore, too.
Explain what conical bore means.
So conical bore means tiny hole at the top, bigger hole down at the bottom. And the English horn has a conical bore, but it's a pretty slight conical bore. The oboe has a pretty extreme one, and the bass oboe continues that out. Like you get a pretty decent flare out at the bottom of that bell for a little itty bitty tiny oboe pinprick hole at the top. Things with a conical bore in the woodwind family: saxophone, clarinet, or saxophone and oboe. Things with a straight bore are clarinet and flute.
I'm sending pictures of the oboe family.
Hooray!
There's also a heckle phone, which is a larger version of a bass oboe, or technically it's called a baritone. Technically it's a baritone oboe, it's not a bass oboe.
You do still see those in the wild on occasion. Yeah. It's usually for like, we're doing this orchestral piece that was written for heckle phone too. Like the heckle phone chair in an orchestra gets filled about as often as a saxophonist does.
There we go. Music for the evening, folks. I'm going to pick up my tromboon again at some point.
Okay.
A little serenade now that I'm feeling more confident on it.
Maybe.
This is the
when you all least expect it.
This is the most public performance of a music I have done in 5 years.
Thank you for honoring us.
Get that clear. This is the most public performance I've done of any music in 5 years. So, except for singing the Commish's Corner jingle, which you guys have heard. I actually sing the jingle on that one.
I mean, you also wrote the theme song. No, did Beth write the theme? You wrote the theme song.
We both did it. But yeah.
Okay.
Hey, folks. Well, we have a special guest coming in a little bit.
If you want to hear my public performances, you're going to have to join our Patreon.
There we go. Or our OnlyFans, either way. Except she plays the bassoon very differently on the OnlyFans.
You change it as just call it oboe fans.
Welcome to the Varsity Network.
I mean, it's okay.
Knocking it off with a start, people. Bam.
That's right, folks.
As always, I'm Jordan. With me tonight, I have Commish, Pitt Girl, and Beth. Editing this opening is going to be an absolute madhouse. And you guys missed about 5 minutes we didn't record of me just trying to figure out how the tromboon worked, where they were cackling so hard they couldn't breathe.
True.
I can confirm. I still can't breathe.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, like, he's trying to tune this thing, and it was.
I'm adding this to my elementary band forms. Like,
oh hell yeah. Come in with it. Play it for him.
No, like it's going to be like, you can play, here's the woodwind family. You can play flute, you can play clarinet, you can play saxophone, or you can play trombone.
Beth out here raising the world's only tromboon virtuoso.
Oh, we're marching those guys. That's our new baseline.
You like the sound of a refrigerator compressor. Boy, do I have an instrument for you.
one of my favorite virtuoso instruments that you need to have a virtuoso for is for a piece by, I want to say it's Massenet, called the Turangalila Symphony. It may not be Massenet. It might be some of the other French guys. Maybe Mio. If you recognize the name Turangalila, it's because you watched Futurama.
Yes.
That's her name. It was named after this piece of music. She was named after this piece of music.
Yeah.
And it doesn't require what's the electronic instrument, Beth, where you put your hand near it? It's
Yeah,
not
the theremin.
It's not a theremin, though. It's an Odinus Martineau. What did he pronounce it?
Oh,
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Googling theremin, but not.
Just look up the Triangular Symphony. It needs a. Oh, it's by Messiaen. My bad, not by me. I was close, but it required it's an Undus Martineau, and I'll show you a picture of it. It's an electrical instrument, but it has a keyboard. It looks like some sci-fi bullshit. I dropped it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
But it is required for this piece.
I'm sad that I don't have one of these things that I just learned about the existence of.
It's
Man, there are so many fucked up instruments in the world.
Oh yeah, when you let the French do shit, things get weird. Like a lot of this can be boiled down to you need to stop the French from doing things, because then they do shit like, I don't know, put saxophones in orchestra and things we just don't need.
Hey,
Fucking cut all of that. Okay, folks. Pitt Girl, how are you?
I just threw a Moog modular in the chat just because it makes my heart happy.
I love those things.
Oh, good. More weird instruments. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Beth, how are you?
Better now.
Wait, Beth, I'm sorry. Is this not a telephone switchboard?
It looks like it, doesn't it? That's how electric music used to happen.
When you listen to Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I want Keith Emerson, man.
This is the stuff he's playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today I learned.
And his usually didn't have a keyboard.
Oh, he's just plugging shit in.
Yeah.
Actually, I love that for him.
Yeah. Yes, that is the Moog modular. If you wanted to own one of those, it's like I've seen Keith Emerson's and gotten to touch it once, but yeah, they are very expensive things, and there are not very many of those left. So
you know what? You know where I played one, Beth?
Where?
Someplace you sent me.
Oh, really?
In Asheville.
Did you get to do it at the Moog Museum?
At the Moog Museum, yes.
Did you have fun?
They had a theremin there, and I spent like 30 minutes like just jamming out the fucking theremin.
Did you do like the new theremin, the white one? Because I very nearly walked out with that one.
I didn't do that one. I did the old one.
Yeah, that one you could change it to any chord progression you wanted. So like you could literally sit there and play walking bass lines on a theremin. I was an extremely happy camper with that thing.
We got an expensive theremin.
Friends, this has been weird electronica music shit with the Sickos Committee.
Next episode is Music Concrete. I hope you enjoy. We're just gonna record shit and just play it through speakers. Commish, how are you?
I'm good. This was a preview of yes, rah 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 yes.
No, because that podcast is way more accessible than what we're doing on this.
Oh, okay. Oh, way more accessible.
We do the weird shit on the big show
for
reasons.
This is a little amuse-bouche of how bad it could go if we have no restraint whatsoever.
At least y'all have like an idea of what you're going to talk about here. It's just been okay. This is all the Tromboon's fault. So
yes,
it's Tromboon
someone
or
posted
bust.
about the trombone, and it absolutely got me going on.
I look, we got tagged in this, and it's probably my fault for like just like throwing this to you, because you probably would have found it anyway. I could have just like left it there.
I mean, it came up on my own feed.
Okay, I'm just
it was
sad
for you, for you. The trombone. Oh God, it's back.
I'm so sad that I don't have my any bassoon reeds right now, or I could play duets with you. That's the only thing I'm missing.
Choir.
Well, folks, you know what time that is. That's the sound when we go into our news section. No, I got nothing. I don't want to go straight into that to Bill Walton though. So help me someone give me like a
steer out of the skid.
Help me steer out of the skid, people.
You know, I think
well, actually, fuck that.
No, actually, I have one. I have one.
Love this. Never mind. Go ahead.
He would.
Well, A, Bill Walton would have loved this, but B, shout out to the Utah to the ACC rumors and the fact that Utah felt the need to put out a statement about it today, which was my shirt is raising a lot of questions that should be answered by my shirt kind of situation.
Yeah.
If you're a major athletic conference, why the fuck do you respond to a random ass rumor like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't know. So it basically, I think Brett McMurphy is the one that, there may have been another one, but like he's the one that actually put got the statement from Utah
Mhm.
Athletics regarding the rumors of Utah and the ACC. So there's been an Oregon State account, which I've been following this, and we don't tweet this. We don't, because, I mean, we're not going to try to give it air or anything like that on Twitter or whatnot. But there's an account. I'm not going to say the name whatsoever, but I mean, stating rumors that there's going to be some more realignment with the ACC, and Utah is not happy with the Big 12 already, and they're going to be moving to the ACC. Now, clearly, like, this person is saying stuff doesn't necessarily have any, I mean, I don't think we have any credibility either, but this person saying stuff likely doesn't have much, if any, credibility, or like, have they like broken anything before? No. It's interesting that Utah Athletics had to put out a statement for this. So I don't even know. And then, like, I feel like Brett asked Utah Athletics for the statement. I don't think Utah like did it themselves.
No, I don't think.
Or did they post something like an official graphic on their account?
I only saw the Brett McMurphy tweet, but
Okay.
I think it's funny that Utah Athletics even like commented, right? Because again, it's a very like there are questions being raised by my shirt that should be answered by my shirt kind of situation.
Yeah, the Athletics account didn't post anything to this, so it was just it caught fire over the weekend on the internet sphere, but I don't understand. I feel like Brett asked.
I had to be.
Personally, I feel like Brett.
Hold
Brett
up,
missed
we got music for this.
We got music. We got a special guest here.
That is our musical introduction to our special guest. Special guest, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Mike Golic Jr., and I'm wondering what instrument that is. Is that a trombone?
It is a tromboon.
Close.
Oh, okay.
It's a combo
it's half of my bassoon and half of a trombone that I had laying around the house.
All right, that's what I was wondering what the mouthpiece was there.
Yeah, this was, I think Depths of Wiki showed an article about this the other day, and I was like, I have both those pieces around my house. I was a bassoonist, and I have a beginner trombone. Let's see what happens, and let me tell you, it is just
wow. I feel like you get a little added oomph with the like woodwind mouthpiece as opposed to the brass mouthpiece.
You do
Welcome
get a little
to
added
the podcast.
Yeah,
My it's been
Powerful.
like this for like 20 minutes while we're waiting for you already. So it's been
Oh
great.
my god.
There you go. Well, you know what? I'm glad I left you guys room for the glory that was what did we call it again?
The trombone.
The trombone.
Well, Mike, we asked you to come on here because you were celebrating like crazy. Because congratulations, Notre Dame men's lacrosse, back-to-back national champions. So we thought we'd have you on here to brag and scream and do what you want.
Yeah, guys, it's a beautiful thing. Let me tell you, as a longtime just Notre Dame athletics fan in general, and I was having this conversation with one of my classmates who was on the lacrosse team at Notre Dame during our time there, Max Pfeiffer, who's a great midfielder for us, about just how many teams we had on campus from 2008 to 2012 that got close but no cigar, between women's soccer that got there and then got back there and also won in 2010. So they're kind of excluded from this, but Notre Dame women's basketball, Notre Dame men's lacrosse, Notre Dame football, obviously in 2012, on and on down the list. We had so many teams that were performing really well, but not quite getting over the hump. And between that, the Notre Dame football big game problem that a lot of people talk about and mention publicly, it felt like we were sort of cursed. Obviously, women's basketball got over the hump again in 2018 after the 2001 title back when I was a kid. But, you know, men's soccer too, and on down the list. But lacrosse was always near and dear to my heart. My freshman year roommate was a guy named Sean Rogers, who was a star attackman on our lacrosse team. I spent a ton of time with these guys and watched on the 50-yard line at M&T Bank back when they played Duke in 2009 or 2010, that spring, and lost on the first play of overtime when CJ Costabile took the face-off down and scored it to end the game. And so it had kind of been a cursed existence overall, but then especially with this lacrosse team that had been really good until they finally got over the hump in the last 2 years. And so all that long-winded way of saying, getting to root for the unquestioned best team in the sport for this entire season, because since the late February, they've been plucking the wings off teams. It's been wholly not even close in any of the games against some really good teams along the way. One of the coolest experiences of my life. Cannot thank the guys on this team enough for giving me this gift. I now know what it feels like to be a fan of the Alabama football team or Georgia from the last few years, because that is how good this Notre Dame team was. Hell, it might be better than some of those teams relative to competition, because there weren't really a lot of close games against marquee competition mixed in on this schedule. These guys were freaks.
I mean, on this podcast here, Commish here went to ULM, and so he has his water skiing titles to fall back on. That's like 27.
29 water skiing national titles in the Bayou of Monroe,
Beth is a West Virginia fan.
I
and
am.
She has at least a triple national championship of cricket to come from.
I do. And a lot of rifle titles. So many
Lots
rifle
of rifle titles.
A lot of
I
rifle titles.
I was amazed. I found out, because I should give some love to the Notre Dame fencing program that this year finished second, but was on the back of a three-peat in national championships. It's been we are a fencing school, like between the only reason we came into second is because our Olympians weren't on the team as they're getting ready for Paris. So we're like that. But rifle was something I wasn't really aware of until I went down to call a game at TCU, and Mark Cohen, their SID,
they're
was
insane.
catching me up
Yes.
about just how storied their rifle program is. So that was my intro to rifle in general. So congratulations, Beth.
Yeah, rifle's a blast.
And Pitt Girl, what is Pitt good at? What have we done? Hurling?
Hurling. Yeah.
The women's volleyball team is very good now, but they have not won a national championship yet. They will under Coach Fish. It is a matter of time. It's coming.
I mean, 2 Final Fours in a row, right?
Yes. Yeah. 2 Final Fours in a row. Also, we can reasonably claim, she said so herself, that we can claim Matea Roach's win on Jeopardy Masters.
Yes.
Okay. So
there you
Jeopardy
go.
champs, Pitt, and
Did WVU defend their Mars Rover championship?
I haven't double checked yet.
we haven't checked it. We're coming with the graphics that we do every summer, which is now like a tradition now. Where we have the non-NCAA champions in like the weird sports, which we love putting those together. And
congrats Notre Dame's Gaelic football championship this year.
Notre Dame's Gaelic football championship again. It just, people say that it feels unfair, but I'm like, whatever. I mean,
there's a place they judge pigs.
to make.
Gaelic football is a place where we win.
Hey, Army lost combat weapons this year, right? They lost that, so But I think Air Force still won skydiving.
I have a correction to make. I misspoke. I got the wrong awesome. I got the awesome Jeopardy lady's name wrong. I mean Victoria Groschi, winner of Jeopardy Masters.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel for you. I went to Dartmouth, and not recently any national champions, but back when I was there, our women's hockey team was very good, except for the year of the Olympics, because they were all playing for Canada. We got totally just wrecked one year because they were all in Canada.
Hey, when that happens.
Wait, so when did you started watching lacrosse because you had lots of roommates that were into it, friends that were into it playing?
Well, I grew up playing it some. So I grew up in Connecticut most of my life, and
That's all you need to say. Okay, yeah, sure. You play lacrosse. I
was also so bad at baseball, I had no choice. Like my 4th grade travel baseball circuit, I had a 0 batting average. And then they told a chubby middle schooler that you could have a 6-foot-long metal stick that you could beat people up with in the off season for football. And after that, I was smitten.
Okay. What position did you play?
I played a little bit of long stick midi when I was like a freshman in high school, but mostly I played close defense.
I was curious about the baseball aspect, but I'll take both.
Oh, the baseball aspect, I played first base. I just sat over there and was big.
Mike, I'll say one of the most chaotic things I've ever seen. A good friend of mine down in Houston, his 4-year-old daughter was in beginner lacrosse, and watching 24-year-olds with like sticks slinging tennis balls at some poor unsuspecting guy. Oh my God. I was having to walk away from the practice. I was like, I'm going to go crazy. This is making me panic. There's too many things going on.
I can only imagine what it is like as a former youth lacrosse player coaching youth lacrosse, because you're right. I don't think we think often enough about how easy it is for the coaching adults to be hurt in the process of coaching a certain game. So thankfully it was just tennis balls, because man, giving a bunch of 4-year-olds not frozen vulcanized rubber like you get in a hockey puck, but darn close, very painful to take to the shins. That's the last thing you want.
The only experience I have with lacrosse balls is I use those to roll out my back and my feet now because I'm old as shit, and those feel really good.
I got 2 sitting right over on the table here.
I got one for my right foot. I have one for my right foot also.
That fascia. Got to get that
Yep.
fascia.
These great things you have to look forward to, Pitt Girl.
Pitt Girl's under 30, so she's still.
Technically, yes.
That's all right. Bagged up. I want to give a shout out to our friend Bobby who tweeted. He's like, "Oh, he's gonna be insufferable. Like you were gonna be insufferable." He's a part of our Patreon in our Discord, so we were just ripping him, like just laughing at him for saying that. He's like, "I love Mike Golic Jr. I love him so much. I listen to him all the time." And he's like, "He's gonna be insufferable." I was like, "Yeah, let him be insufferable."
Oh, yeah, he should be. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Go right
He is
ahead.
correct.
Back-to-back titles. Go. Celebrate.
I mean, that's what sports should be. Like, honestly, all of us, it's like that, it's like when people talk about having that guy on the team that's like a line stepper, and you hate him when you're playing against him, but everyone's like, you love him if he's your teammate, but you hate him if he's playing against him. We hate other fan bases for experiencing joy, because most of this ends up being what thing where only one team gets to experience the real joy. And so you can be damn sure that after spending a lifetime of a Notre Dame football fan, where I have to wonder in the 21st century, are we going to get over the hump and win a title? I'm going to hear all the relevant stuff from everybody else, that when our team, lacrosse team, goes out there and dog walks everyone, like we beat Duke by 10 goals in the ACC championship game. We just made that Maryland team look, I mean, that is a well-coached, quality Maryland team. Like, John Tillman is a damn good coach and an awesome dude. And they went out there and beat the brakes off of them after that rain delay, after giving them the briefest amount of hope. So, yeah, I am going to enjoy having one of the best goaltenders in college lacrosse history. The Kavanaugh family, the first family of Notre Dame lacrosse. And I think, accounting for like their sport face, what they have done for their sport relative to other families at Notre Dame history, that's got to be the most impactful family in Notre Dame's athletics history, unless we've got a fencing family dynasty that I have not been privy to and found out yet, which I can account for, but I think more than likely I would have heard about by now. I don't like the Mabrys in women's basketball have been awesome, but none of them I don't think have been ever in contention for the best player in their program's history. And we firmly have. I mean, you look at the all-time single season points leaderboard for Notre Dame lacrosse history, the top 4 are Kavanaughs, and 2 of them happened this year. The 2 brothers, Pat and Chris, were going back and forth to see who's going to break it. And oh, by the way, Chris, who was the most outstanding player in the tournament this year, is coming back for his senior season next year and is going to be the leader of this team now, and almost had a 40-goal, 40-assist season, which is insane.
Watching when you first tagged us in it was the second goal of the hat trick, I think, and just watching, just going like, oh, this is insane. And then that third goal about sent me over the edge. Like, that's from. Oh God.
No, I mean, the Memorial Day tradition for me is always watching the men's lax championship. It's what it is. It's like, it's Memorial Day. When does this game start? It's like I expect it every year, and I knew Maryland was good, but like it was not close, man. It was just like Maryland is a great program, but like Notre Dame just I mean, it wasn't close. It was just, I think, did you tweet the picture of like the girl after the one Kavanaugh goal?
That was me, yeah.
The girl just had her mouth wide open.
She was just like, I don't know what to do with this.
She was like,
that's my favorite kind of reaction, of just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it.
Just sit back and enjoy. Just like, there's nothing to do it. Just watch. That's it, basically.
You were saying, Mike, like the same thing that we always say about why we do all those non-NCAA titles is because if you're good at something, shout about it. Like Kansas State crop judging? Hell yeah, they're great. God. Like, hang the banners. They're a dynasty. Texas Tech meat judging. Hell yeah.
I think Kansas State was going to name
a
some sort
variant.
Of a variant of like wheat after us. So we're still waiting for that. Once they will tag us on this, but they're once they find another one, we may have our own variant of wheat named after the Sickos Committee. We may need to come up with a wheat name. I don't know.
We have peaked. We have absolutely peaked. Mike, you want to tell us about your snacks? Why do you review snacks, Mike?
I love Mike's snacks reviews. They're so awesome.
You guys want to see some wild stuff? Hold on, I'll show you something I just got here. No one else has seen it.
Yes.
This is a Sickos Committee exclusive. No one else has seen this yet.
Snack exclusive here. What's he got? Oh yeah.
Insert trombone solo.
We can play the trombone when he comes back with it and he reveals what he's got.
No, I like it as like hold music.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like this is.
Oh, there's the jaw harp.
All right. So, wow, what an entrance to come back to. Jesus Christ.
It's your special music for the Sickos exclusive snack.
So I forget how or why I Googled this the other day. I might have been looking for a place to buy the Sour Patch Kid Oreos. And I stumbled on this website. I do not know the validity of or safety of, but it's called Galactic Snacks.
Okay.
And they had this special pack of a variety, because you know how like overseas they got way better, cooler flavors and stuff.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
We don't get the
And
good stuff here.
so I got a snack pack thing from them that's got all these flavors from all over the world. So like it starts off with some normal ones. Like I got double stuffed mint in here, which is cool. What else we got here? Ooh, dark chocolate mud cake. I haven't seen that one anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Excited. That's double stuffed too, so that's great. We have chocolate brownie flavor.
Okay.
And
Okay.
flavor is spelled with a U, so I'm sure that's
That's
from
good.
That
somewhere
feels
else.
that feels foreign. Yeah.
This
That does.
this one feels the most American. I say that and it looks like it's in French on there, but a big pack of cinnamon bun,
Whoa.
Ooh.
which I'm
cinnamon
very
bun
excited
Oreos.
about. I'm sure that might have a chance, like a churro, to be really exciting. And then we get to the interesting ones that are sold in these little smaller sleeves, and all have what I can't correctly identify the language, and so I'm not going to disrespect.
I
I'm not
got
going
you.
to disrespect the language here, but we've got Oreo vanilla and raspberry twist. Those are in English first.
Ooh.
We've got Oreo vanilla and caramel twists. The twists were a big theme.
Ooh,
We've got
okay.
double stuffed Neapolitan on here.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
And then the last two are the ones I can't read. I think this one is, it looks like peach and grape.
That is. It looks.
Halvesies.
That looks to be crystal grape and peach. Yes, I'm looking.
Yeah.
I found the. Yeah.
And then this one I think is just straight up peach again in a language. So those are some fun ones I just got from the internet. I'd be very interested to try some of these. I'm glad they sold a lot of them in just the single sleeves, because the problem I've run into is most of the specialties still come in a box like this. And
Yeah.
that's not good for me because I live alone.
Well, I mean, and also, how many Sour Patch Oreos can you eat?
The answer is nearly an entire pack that size.
Okay, there you go.
It is. It happened. It was a
Ask and
happy
answer,
little
counselor.
accident.
Okay.
It's one of those things. If I leave it in my pantry for long enough, I'll just keep going back, and I'll take two at a time. I'll Noah's Ark this thing, and I'll just do them two at a time and bring them back to the couch. And yeah, I can't. I have zero self-control. I'm like a dog where you have to get a bowl with the ridges so he'll slow down eating.
All right.
Little maze
I-
bowl, yeah, that's great.
I'm very much the same. Commish got me a container of 64 Ferrero Rochers as a Valentine's Day gift, and I like very carefully like one a day. Like it was like I can earn this for good behavior, because
Yep.
I knew if I didn't, I was just going to be sitting on my bed like a trash monster covered in wrappers.
Well, because you really do. You only have two choices in my mind. It's either to go about it like that, which is
Yeah.
just spread it out, amortize it over the lifetime of the deal, or you go all at once and you get it out of the house. Like that's
Yep.
been my rationale at times with certain things where I'm like, well, if I just eat it all now, it'll be gone tomorrow, and then I can't do the bad thing to myself in the future, even though
Yep.
I've essentially swallowed a nuclear bomb of sugar.
Yep.
True.
Yeah, I made that mistake. My brother-in-law came back from a trip to Germany and brought with him a Milka variant I've never seen since. That was it was a white chocolate, dark chocolate, like striped thing with these little caramel crispy popper things in it embedded in the bottom. This thing was great. It was absolutely fantastic. He brought me back a box of 40 of them,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
and I ate them
Wow.
in 2 days.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Respect.
So I don't understand why everyone in my family gets diabetes. I really don't. So, like,
All right.
but yeah,
Me too. Me
yeah.
too. Quite literally me type 2.
yeah.
That's-
If I ever get another box, I'll let you know and send some from your way, so I don't do that as badly to myself.
There we go. See, with people helping people, it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
All right. So I
But,
have some questions on the snack stuff here.
Sure.
So I want to dive into it. Can you remember the snack that started it all? Started all? What was like your first snack that you
Ooh.
reviewed? I tried searching for this on your Twitter page. I could only do variations when you started to add the number 10, blank out of 10. So I could
Yeah.
only do that. So I don't know which one your first review is. Like your top ones that I could see is you had the Grandma's McFlurry just about a week ago at a 9.7, the Churro Oreos at a 9.8.
Those are really good. I've had
The
those.
Reese's
Oh,
Dip
they're so
Animal
good.
Crackers were, I think, also a 9.7 or a 9.8. You had the Space Dunk Oreos at a 9.5. And then the Snickers trees at a 9.5. The only perfect 10 I've ever seen you give that I could find were the Buc-ee's Beaver Nuggets.
Ooh, man, let me tell you what, those things brought their A game. My parents were just at Buc-ee's earlier today making a drive. Uh-oh.
You're good.
I thought
We're
I
here.
froze. I thought I froze for a second. My bad.
Okay.
My TV just frozen here too. My parents were making a drive across country and went. My mom had never been to Buc-ee's. My dad had been there, but not in a while. So I still have to follow up and see if they had the Beaver Nuggets, because those were an act of God. Those were a force of nature. Was blind, but now I see. So those were absolutely worthy of the ranking. I generally tend to leave a little room for the Lord at the top of these rankings, just because, like, in my mind, the perfect, especially Reese's, which is kind of what started this, the Reese's Animal Crackers might be as close to patient zero as I can firmly remember. I'm pretty sure I had done others before that. Maybe there's like something akin to a Reese's Cakester that got mixed in there that was a little bit underwhelming. Those might have all been at the beginning. It was definitely one of the Reese's suite of products, though, was the origin story there. And I don't remember what started it. I want to say my mom was the one that made the suggestion that I should just like film myself in the car doing this or something, because I had been sending them pictures of it probably, and just talking to them about it. But so I don't really remember how it started, but it was one of those things that happened the first time and people seemed to like it, and I was like, all right, like I can help people out with these weird snacks that I find at the gas station.
Like my favorite thing is, like, on my personal account, I will learn about new foods from you. And then also the main account with the committee. I was like, oh wow, this seems interesting. I'm gonna wait to see until Mike Golic Jr. does.
Well, that's the fun part now. That's the fun part now is it's become this thing where before people always ask me like, well, how'd you find what you were going to review next? And usually it was just I would notice things while patrolling the snack aisle at 7-Eleven or at a gas station. And now the minute something drops, I've got 8 tweets in my mentions
That's what
of people asking me, have you seen this yet? And so now it becomes really easy. It's like, all right, this is what people want to know about. Let me go and try this. Like that was how it worked with the Grandma McFlurry. I hadn't heard of that. And then my old boss from ESPN, Ryan Spoon, who now works at Yahoo Sports, tweeted at me about it. And I was like, oh, I need to check this out. And I'm glad I did, because it was excellent.
May I make a suggestion?
Please.
That from a quick Google of your Twitter account you have not sampled yet. I strongly recommend going to an Asian grocery store and trying all the different flavors of Kit Kat.
Oh, yeah. The Asian grocery store is a real... So I'm going to Japan this summer. And
oh, God.
All I've heard...
just do it there.
All I've heard is
there.
go to 7-Eleven and like eat. You can eat full meals at the 7-Eleven in Japan and have a great time. So I am absolutely going to ransack the candy aisle and make good on what you just suggested, 100%.
Excellent. Awesome. I'm thrilled to hear that.
You said you're a Reese's fan. Okay, so I have very particular opinions about how, like, the amount of peanut butter that should be in a Reese's. Because like there are certain kinds of cups, the bigger ones, I feel like the ratio is wrong between like chocolate and peanut butter. What is your ideal Reese's product?
So I think in my mind, the number one Reese's product that I've encountered is the Reese's Fast Break Bar. I think it's the most underrated candy bar in the business. I think that combination of like the smooth nougat that's the base at the bottom of the bar creates such a fun bite because it's soft through the top, and then you hit this little bit of resistance, but it's not too much where it's abrasive or off-putting. It just kind of makes you earn that last little trip to the promised land. And so I think that is the perfect peanut butter chocolate ratio. I think the closest one to that is the Reese's like candy bar, where you can break off the little pieces and there are almost pockets of it, because the thing we underrate about the Reese's experience in terms of the ratio is what the ridges do to that on something like the original Reese's. So when you get these smoother varieties, what it does to the chocolate, and then in turn how that blends with the peanut butter makes for a totally different ride. So I think those would probably be my top two in terms of the ratio, even though I firmly am on record of saying outside of the fast break, the Reese's Shapes are the thing that I probably look forward to the most because they have, to me, a better ratio than the cup.
If you're doing Oreos and you stray into the chocolate covered Oreo family of products, how important is milk in that process at that point? Are you like bite the corner off the chocolate, let it soak kind of guy, or are you just straight dry dogging it?
For these, I'm straight dry dogging it, just in terms of like the review and honoring just doing this the way I think the chef intended, so to speak. Like, if I'm doing this on my own free time and milk gets involved, absolutely, let's get after it. Who doesn't love a little bit of milk mixed in the equation? I don't like it too soggy. It's kind of like my cereal, where I'm more of a dunk than letting it sit and really get soft. I want it to just kind of, dance on top, not really go into the bones. So don't do that for the reviews, but very much in favor of it in real life.
We've been watching, I don't know if you've seen this on our account, we've been watching the Big Texan 72-ounce steak challenge. They have a camera.
Yes.
Listen, Amarillo, they have a camera there. You ever given that one a shot?
Once I saw you guys post about it, I was very intrigued by that. Now, I think the one thing for me that's worked out with the snack videos, and one of the things I get the most questions about, is like frequency, because for people that aren't paying attention, it might seem like I'm doing this a lot, but it's usually like once a week, once every couple of weeks. Like, I'm not majoring in this by any sense of the imagination. And so it allows me to still, like, I'm trying to lose some weight right now because I don't need to be 270 pounds anymore. There's nothing beneficial about that, but it allows me to do that. And also, like, I don't know, just not be wearing this out every day, because volume eating wise, I'm nowhere near what I once was. Like, I just don't have the capacity that I used to. And so I do worry about my ability. I'm much more built for speed and comfort right now than I am overall volume for something like that.
Because sometimes I'll just throw it on, like if I'm working, I have two monitors right here, and if I'm working on something, I'll just throw it on the other screen to see if someone steps up. And I've seen a lot of people get there with bad game plans, let me tell you. They sit down and they're just like, I'm just going to nibble at this thing. Nah, man, you have to think about this.
Yeah, like I really feel like everybody loses this thing in the planning.
It's like playing against, they always say, like, you don't want to like lose to the, don't lose to the helmet sticker, like, that old thing, like, when it was Notre Dame, I heard people say, don't lose to the ghosts. When they would come to campus, like, don't get beat by all this history and prestige. You're right. You can't give it up based on reputation as soon as you got there. You got to waltz in there 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
Honestly, for that, it's very much like don't lose to the potato.
Yeah, that's so much starch. It's so dense with so much starch. I saw someone today eat the potato like a baguette. Just like it's a loaded baked potato, and they just wrapped it up and ate it straight like a burrito almost. And that might be better. I don't know.
I feel like that's like the people who, I remember briefly, so I spent 3 years as the sideline host for the Dr. Pepper tuition challenge at the Big 12 championship when I was at ESPN. And I remember one year, like, because it's settled in, the chest pass is the most efficient way to do that. This is scholarship money on the line. Go get your bag. Like, do whatever you got to do to make that happen. But I remember one year there was a contestant that tried to innovate a little bit to see if they could fire, I forget if it was a young guy or young girl, but they tried to go underhand. So they were basically just scooping it out of the drum and doing like the underhand toss, like a student manager mimicking a snap would do. And just wasn't accurate enough to get it done relative to the chest pass, but kind of like, eating a potato like it's a sandwich or whatever. I appreciate people that are trying to innovate to that next level.
I will say that I will throw this in. Did you see also that North Carolina State has a cheese wheel chasing champion?
I saw that went over to the Gloucester cheese wheel race, right?
Yeah, Abby Lampe, 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 maybe? Who knows?
I think she's the first American to win that.
Yes, and won it twice. This is
that's right.
Her repeat. And watching the video of her go down the hill, just like face first, throwing herself into the grass, and they start at the top of a hill, and people just throw themselves down the hill after the cheese. First one to the bottom wins. And there's not the people who are careful and like stutter stepping. No. This woman from North Carolina State threw herself down the hill.
Do you have the video? You got it queued up? Let's play it.
For a second.
Yeah, we'll pull it up. No, but she was posting like TikToks after this too, talking about her winning in the second time. This is placing a lot of pressure on the NC State football team now. Because
Dave Doeren's got to bring her out to practice in preseason.
Dave
right?
Doeren's got to. We said that they got to bring her to like talk to the team. I mean, NC State's last 2 months, they got a men's Final Four, a women's Final Four. They're also now a baseball regional host, and they are the Coopers Hill cheese rolling champion. So Dave Doeren, after losing that Pop-Tarts Bowl, they got to step it up this year. So all eyes are on the Wolfpack on the CW.
Here we go. Here's the video. She's wearing
red.
Immediately goes for the roll. Oh my God.
She's just like completely yeeted herself down this hill. It's amazing.
Oh. And she's
God,
just
it's like me playing Quap. That's bad.
Oh my God.
She is like beat up.
She's so young and full of life, though. Like those are young bones and young ligaments.
You can tell how old I am because I looked at that and go, "Oh, I would just simply die. I would just break at that point. I can't do this anymore."
Oh no.
I think I would have been broken for at least a couple of months after this, maybe years after, if I tried this now.
I need to read her. Go ahead.
I have to brace getting out of bed most days now.
Oh yeah, getting out of bed has a soundtrack in my life at this point. Like that's not a silent process.
Yep.
I think girls like, oh, this is what I got to look forward to again.
Just wait when you get old. I do want to read her quote. I just remember rolling down and my face getting beat up again, Lampe said with a smile. I was just thinking to myself, this is only going to be a few seconds. I'm going to get to the bottom at some point and then it will be over. You just have to roll. There's a little bit of pain, but it's just going to be temporary. That is so football coded. Holy shit.
Like I say, she literally just went pain is temporary, pride is forever.
That's right. Dave Doeren, bring her in.
Or what's the Shane Falco quote? Pain's temporary, chicks dig scars, and glory lasts forever.
Yes,
yeah,
that's right.
There's also apparently, I think it's some of the adapted sports at North Carolina State already have shirts that say "Roll Pack," which is great.
Oh, that's
you're done.
So
you're
good.
set.
Yeah.
You're set.
Man,
NC State also notably like an ag and dairy school.
Yeah.
If you have the opportunity to go to Howling Cow, that shit's great. I was on the NC State's campus for a week once, and I ate there twice.
They do sell it in the stadium too. It's like obviously a little bit removed, but I went down from we called 2 games there 2 years ago, and I would go down from the press box and like normally up in the press box, like you guys know you got free food. Like I went down there and was buying that ice cream just to make sure that I got my fill there. It's not like Penn State that actually caters it in the press box, which God's gift, the Berkey Creamery is my favorite place on earth. It is the best ice cream place I've been to on any college campus in the country, bar none, but Howling Cow also very good.
If you're willing to drive half an hour south, I have another option for you. So
all right, hey, listen, I am half an hour south of State College. I mean, it can't get much harder than getting to State College. So.
No, you're going straight on I-99. It's easy.
All right, perfect. I say, man, I have never seen more dead deer in my life than the drive from the Pittsburgh airport to State College. That is, I mean,
that tracks.
Violent.
Yeah.
Welcome to Central Pennsylvania. It doesn't get better.
Yeah, you
the
drove
only thing
within
I've seen
like
crazier
a quarter
is
mile of my house.
in New Mexico, the amount of dead armadillo that you see. That's the only place where I've seen more of one animal on the side of the road resting in power.
If you drive from San Antonio, where I live in San Antonio, to like El Paso, you'll see nothing but like dead armadillo on the side of the road on I-10 the entire time. It's just, if you're driving at nighttime, get ready. They're gonna pop out.
I'm looking at their recommendations for Howling Cow's ice cream. Apparently, they sell them in 2.75 gallon tubs for $50 a piece. And the tubs are sold at negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit when purchased. The ideal dipping temperature is 4 to 6 plus Fahrenheit. The proper temperation of the ice cream tubs will take 24 to 48 hours in your home freezer.
Wow.
So there you know. We learned something today. They also have something called Tuffy's Toffee, which I'm now very interested in.
Tuffy's got good beer, too.
Okay.
I've heard that. Old Tuffy. I've heard that.
Yeah,
yes.
Old Tuffy's good stuff.
Okay, Mike. I think if you are set for the evening, thank you so much for chatting with us, man.
No, hey, thank you guys for having me and letting me gloat more about this awesome lacrosse team here. By the way, one last shout out relative to bragging on this lacrosse team. Obviously, Jordan Faison gets a lot of well-deserved press. Awesome freshman year for him. MVP of the bowl game before going on and leading all freshmen and scoring on the Notre Dame Lax team this year. Was on the starting midfield line and was awesome. Like, is going to be a great player for them. But was really cool to see the role Tyler Buckner made for himself on this team, who started another one of the Notre Dame bowl game MVPs in the Gator Bowl in 2022-23 season.
Yeah.
And then transferred to Alabama when Tommy went there, didn't go the way he wanted to there, and then transferred back for the team and started off the season not getting a lot of burn and ended up being one of the defensive midfielders in steady rotation, had a couple really good plays in the championship game, and just made such a great role for himself, and one that's far less sexy. We don't talk about defensive midfielders a lot, even though Notre Dame, had an All-American in Ben Ramsey who was awesome and has some great history at that position too. It's just not as flashy and sexy, but Tyler went out. I mean, think about that. A former quarterback going out and carving out a niche in one of the most thankless positions in the sport and doing it in a way where now he gets to call himself a national champion and was an integral part of that team. So it was cool to see that role for a couple of the football guys involved in that equation there.
I just want to give a shout out to the Thick Six.
There you
We
go.
got the shirt there for you.
There we
I
go.
had to wear it for you.
Good man. Appreciate it, friends. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Everybody.
Come back anytime.
See ya.
Get some rest. Enjoy those Oreos.
Thanks. Will do. See you guys.
No. No. Okay. Never mind.
Can you try to play I don't know.
I can try to play anything.
No, hold on. I'm trying to figure out what.
I can't do taps even. Damn.
Can you play When the Saints Go Marching In?
Nope, not even close.
No.
There was an attempt.
No, I can't get enough difference in pitch.
And that number.
Okay, let's do more. This is our ad read. Anyways, first off, if you guys have been listening to the podcast recently, you may have noticed a Lego ad
Lego ad.
or a Game of Thrones ad
Oh man.
for House of the Dragon. What that means is that we are part of the Learfield Varsity Network now. We announced it on the podcast last time, but we also announced it on Twitter finally.
Yeah.
That changes nothing for anyone else. We're still apparently we're the same shit show we've always been. Nothing changes there.
It's all right.
We will never improve. That is a promise.
I mean,
What's the one? I am a dumb bee. I will never improve. Yeah,
I will never change. I will never improve. That is a promise. And that is my promise to you, listener, about this podcast.
So what that means is that you can now hear us on the Varsity app along with real podcasts like the Solid Verbal. I keep mentioning them being like, look, we're part of that. See,
I
real.
tweeted. I was like, "Hey, podcast buddies." Just like
Did
us on
Senpai
podcast,
notice us?
Have us on
they
podcast
liked our
buddies.
tweet. They liked our tweet.
Senpai noticed us.
The one account that I'm trying to get to notice us is Men in Blazers now. With
Oh,
all the weird soccer
I'm
stuff.
trying to. Yeah,
We're trying hard, but
I mean, they're real though. They're on ESPN and shit. They're real.
I know they're too good. But Raj loves the green wave and home field, so it's okay.
So now we're on the Varsity Network, which simply means that if you want to listen to our podcast, that's another option. They're also going to throw ads in, like you heard maybe some of those. Let us know if you hear an ad, by the way, that's like, that doesn't feel right for you guys. Just let us know.
Yeah.
If you're listening this far into our episode, you're one of our people that listens all the time anyways. So just let us know.
Let us know if you get something that's off base or something that's doesn't match what we do, because we
I
do
feel
have.
like
control over
Legos and Game of Thrones is pretty much right up our alley.
We're good. We're good. They're matching right now. So if something comes across that doesn't match, let us know.
Yes,
As
our
always.
ad definitely worked on me because now I want to go build my typewriter again real badly.
I think I want to buy some more Legos.
Did you see the Legend of Zelda Legos?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I see.
Deku Tree?
I still want Rivendell very, very, very badly, but we're gonna need more people to click on our ads.
No. Yeah. Click on our ads a lot so Beth can buy Rivendell.
Yeah, click buttons so that we can all have stupid Lego sets. Thank you.
More please.
As always, we have all of our partners in our link tree on Twitter and Instagram and our Blue Sky profiles.
Yeah.
We have our Patreon and Discord for $5 a month. You can join our Patreon, which gives you access to our Discord, which gives you access to chatting with other people who think the same way you do, talking about Lord knows what in terms of weird food or weird sports, or I don't know, what else do people talk about in there?
Sports
cannibals-
about weird food.
Or it's about weird food, like
Sometimes we
chisel.
talk about books.
We do
There
talk
is a
about
books channel.
There is.
I've not been there in a while. I probably need to poke my head in there.
A bunch,
I like the books channel.
a bunch of us play Learned League. There are places
Yes.
where you can talk about that, although we do not discuss the
Yes.
questions until the day after the questions.
Very important. Thorsten, if you're listening, I promise that no one is cheating.
Yeah, we do not cheat.
I have been posting some stuff in the TV channel about my Legends of the Hidden Temple rewatch.
Yep.
And Commish, you and I need to pick a weekend
Okay.
where we stream some Legends of the Hidden Temple and do some. Well, actually, all four of us could do it if you were around. We can do
Okay.
some live commentary on Legends of the Hidden Temple runs because y'all, we need to talk about some of those kids.
I'm gonna be so mad, like I have to go walk around outside for a little bit. Like that show is absolute rage bait for me.
Forever yelling about assembling the fucking monkey.
I love puzzles. They are my most favorite thing. These guys will tell you, like, there is a wall of puzzles behind my head.
Oh yeah,
And
Yeah,
Yes.
we can see
the
it.
number of times when I watch somebody just sit there and jam the head into the middle, like ignoring the existence of the base altogether, is enough to make me want to like throw my television out a skylight.
It's not even a puzzle. It's
No.
3 pieces.
No,
I can't remember what episode I watched.
it's a fucking junior jumble.
This last week. I watched an episode where the temple guard was in the first part, like in the cliffs, and caught him right away. And the kid was running out, like cheering, and the kid falls, and the temple guard actually helps the kid up because the kid ate shit. And so, as opposed to the temple guards like scaring people, I'm gonna count it because I think that each kid like gets a 5-second. It's like a stun lock almost. The kids get caught by temple guards, they give their first pennant away, and they panic for like 5 seconds.
Yep.
It's so long. They just get stuck there. Drives me
Yep.
crazy. So, anyways, join our Discord to talk to us about these things. Beth, what you
Yes.
gonna say?
I was just gonna say that like I feel like I would have been one of those kids that assaulted a temple guard.
Oh yeah, just absolutely, just
Like that, like my fight
Mhm.
reflex would have gone into like, I have been startled, fight for your life. Like
if someone grabs you from behind, what are
Yeah.
you going to do?
attack.
Yeah.
Scream?
The worst one is they have the tree one. They have
The
those
tree one
trees,
is the worst.
because in the trees you have to reach your hand in, and some of them have temple guards in them and will grab you around.
Well, the other
like,
one is like what's the room where like you have to like match the painting and every
the
now
jester's
and again.
painting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like and like you'll see somebody make the pose and temple guards like whoom, like
that is exactly going to
it's
get
the
punched.
worst.
We talk about these things in the Discord. You should come join us and talk about them as well. If you join our Patreon, you also get access to our paywall Substack posts and
Yep.
our different podcasts, including Commish's Corner, Yes, Rah, 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 Yes, and Prairie View Chronicles, episode 4, which will be out this Saturday.
Yeah, we got episode 5's already recorded. I'm working on the notes for episode 6 too. So we are approaching the end of the series, which I think maybe 2 more episodes for the Prairie View Chronicles. I hope everybody's enjoyed listening, and I hope they enjoyed the episode on Friday, because I know we're kind of measuring the episodes by the number of indictments. Those have calmed down a little bit. They're kind of done for the most part, but there will be some suspensions. There will be some fights. There will be some band fights.
Hell yeah.
So stay tuned.
We also, of course, have things like our merch store, which will be reopened this weekend, God willing, and the creek don't rise. We will
Let's
have
hope.
some special stuff for June. That's all I'm going to drop to start with. We
Yeah.
have our YouTube channel. We have our Instagram. We have our Substack. And, of course, shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcast. But I want to make sure I double talk about our partnership with Home Field Apparel. Commish, you want to
This
talk about it?
space intentionally left blank.
All right. So we've been kind of teasing this subscription box that is coming. They are releasing it on Wednesday. We can actually finally tell you what it is because this podcast comes out on Thursday. On the 29th, or if you hear this on the 30th, they are going to be announcing all of the schools. So I'm just going to read them here. And like 3 of these schools have completely unique mascots that nobody else has. So these are the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. You have
Made famous in Pulp Fiction.
made famous in Pulp Fiction.
Slurp, slurp, bitches.
That's right. Delta State, the Fightin' Okra.
Hell yeah.
And then you also have the Evergreen State Geoducks.
Gooey ducks.
That
It's
is
pronounced
Gooey
pronounced
ducks.
it's pronounced gooey
Fish.
ducks.
So
Gooey ducks.
we have like a Gucci mascot,
Yes.
a different Gucci mascot,
Yes.
And a different Gucci mascot.
And a
Yeah, I
gooey
mean,
duck.
because
No,
Yes.
they're Gucci. They're super Gucci
Yeah.
too. Yes.
okra's kind of mushy too, especially in
Yeah,
gumbo.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, we're Gucci all the way down.
That's right.
I love this.
They also have Tulane's cousin who moved to California, the Pepperdine Waves.
Also Gucci.
Willie the Wave. I cannot wait to see the vintage Willie the Wave because I just did the best team of all time for Pepperdine, and I know what it looks like, and I'm just so thrilled on what they're working with. I don't know what the t-shirt looks like right now, but yes, we have also the North Florida Ospreys. They're based out of Jacksonville. I looked through their yearbooks for like the first 6 to 8 years of the yearbook, and they had a canoe every single year. Like they had that was like the only thing they would do on campus in the yearbook. It was the canoe was like there was like a bunch of canoes that just had like spray
It was a
paint.
different time. It was a different time.
NFU, North Florida University. NFU. I love that. Oh my God. If the shirt just says NFU, oh my God, that'd be amazing. They also have another school that has a mascot. There's 2 of these in Division 1, but it's kind of rare otherwise. The Northern Arizona University Lumberjacks. And then finally, the last school out of the 7, Meep Meep, UTSA, bringing it home for the subscription box. Now, this is the ultimate sicko subscription box. If you listen to this podcast, sign up for it. They have, I mean, 7 shirts at an extreme discount. Like if you buy these shirts individually, you could be running about $30, $35 a pop. I would say, I think it's maybe 36. I'm not sure. But if you buy the subscription, you're going to get it at a heavy discount for each shirt. So this subscription is going to be amazing. You get 7 shirts, 1 of each school. So you get 1 of each school. Now, I mean, if you want, 4 out of 7, it is completely worth getting the subscription. I personally want all 7. And I will be getting all 7. I honestly just do it. It is worth every single thing. The first school that's going to be coming up is Santa Cruz, the Banana Slugs, the vintage Banana Slug. If it is the one from Pulp Fiction, I don't know what it looks like. They have not revealed the designs to us. They could only let us know that we can talk about the schools. But I am hyped. Get this box. They also have a shirt and hat combo. So each one of these
Shirts and
schools is
hats
going
and
to get
shirts
a
and
hat.
hats.
So you could do a hat only, you could do a shirt only, you could do a shirt and hat subscription. This is phenomenal. We're going to be tweeting about it a ton. We're going to be doing this, and they've kind of partnered with us. This is kind of like the Sicko special, super awesome mascot subscription box. I don't know if that's the official one, but you know.
What are you guys most excited for?
I mean, it's got to be Evergreen Straight for me. The Goo Ducks.
Look,
that is so weird to have.
The gooey duck. Look, man.
Okay, but fighting okra.
Look, I love okra in my gumbo. I like a lot of okra in my gumbo. I'm strange with that, but like, I am hyped for the fighting okra. And then also my wife is a UTSA alum. And so she's an alumnus, and she is so like thrilled that UTSA is getting home field. So I cannot wait for that one. And I'm also like, I don't know too much about North Florida. I'm hyped for that. And then I may be going to Northern Arizona at some point this year for a game.
So like, I know we rep hard for the Kibbie Dome and for Holt Arena. The Walk-Up Sky Dome is the coolest indoor arena I have ever been in. Period. End of sentence. And I've never been to Iowa, so like I can't.
It's so
Or to Idaho. Good.
Well, I mean, Iowa's the Unidome, so you're talking about
the Unidome in Iowa.
I do like the idea of taking the Kibbie Dome and just pushing it all the way over there.
There are 4.
I have
there are
not
4
been
domes in FCS that I want to go to, and I've hit Holt Arena. I want to go to the Kibbie Dome. I want to go to the Unidome, and I want to go to the Walk-Up Sky Dome.
Like Walk-Up is cool because it's lumber.
Oh yeah,
it's a wood dome.
It's a timber dome, and it's very cool.
Also,
my sister is an NAU grad, so like I was out there. Yeah, Chaos sibling graduated with a degree from NAU.
Lovely.
Yeah, that tracks.
It does track.
These shirt collections are going to be some of my favorite things all summer. I've already started planning where to put them. I'm already getting shit out of my drawers to make sure I have space for them.
Yep. Today was drawer clean out day in preparation of home field.
I have 2 bags I need to donate. I may get more because this subscription I'm just super thrilled for this. Like, this is like, home field, they expanded, they're doing all these big schools, but now they are doing our bread and butter, the schools that
those
we
are
love.
those are my
Yeah.
first shirts. I think my first home field shirt, again, not a small school, but I think my first shirt was North Dakota State.
Yeah.
A school that I have no connections to besides I just fucking love them.
Another awesome dome that I need to go to, the Fargo Dome, along with the Dakota Dome.
You left out the Fargo Dome. You left out the Dakota Dome. You left out whatever South Dakota plays in.
The Dakota Dome, I think, is the Coyotes, and
what's the one that North Dakota plays in?
I don't know what they're. Let's see, North Dakota Dome.
But North Dakota State's
the Fargo Dome?
No, that's North Dakota State. The only team of the 4 Dakota schools that doesn't play in a dome is South Dakota State, and they're very proud of that.
I know Minot has a dome. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. That's the one I'm thinking. I can't remember.
UND plays in the Alaris Center.
Okay.
Oh, it's a convention center. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
It's an indoor place.
Cool.
Arena in Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, some other sports things we need to talk about. We have some Ultimate Frisbee Championships.
That's right.
The Brown men won the D1 National Ultimate Frisbee Championship, and the UNC women won the Women's D1 National Championship. So
Man, that's like a dynasty for the UNC women, right?
UNC in general is very good at Ultimate Frisbee. This is one of their
are.
When you think of someone who does Ultimate Frisbee, what's the stereotype in your mind, y'all?
Patchouli.
Like a dude that does Ultimate Frisbee. What are you thinking? Yeah.
Obnoxiously Pitt Boyfriend did Ultimate in high school, so I probably have unusual takes about this.
Okay.
Like in my brain, it's Salt Life guy.
Yeah.
Like this is a person who would wear like Birkenstocks to a funeral. Hair is constantly salt crunchy. Has necklace made of some type of hemp. And
I was thinking puka shells.
bead.
Puka shells would have been back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like a piece of like knockoff Maori carving. Like most of the Ultimate Frisbee guys I knew were very much in that aesthetic. Listen to Sugar Ray and Sublime like a lot.
We're also from a different generation from you, Pitt Girl, which is why
Yeah,
it's leading
no,
a different way.
I mostly just think like Ultimate's for nerds, and so it's like a whole herd of tall, skinny nerds, which is what obnoxiously Pitt Boyfriend's friends in high school looked like for the most part.
Our Ultimate Frisbee team, I believe, went around in a diesel-powered bus that they fed like biodiesel.
Nice.
See? Nerds.
Yeah. We did also get the College World Series bracket revealed. By the way, Texas and Texas A&M in the same bracket kind of makes me want to go to College Station to watch that.
Ooh.
That bracket, that regional is Texas A&M, the Raging Cajuns, Texas, and Grambling. That's a really good regional.
Yeah, go to that.
Wait, holy crap. Texas A&M's the 1 seed. Grambling's the 4 because they won the SWAC.
Yeah.
Texas is the 3 and the Cajuns are the 2.
Yes.
And it's in College Station?
That should be spicy as fuck.
I mean,
That's
the
one of my
Cajuns are there, but
Bring back, what's the mascot I want them to bring back?
Cayenne.
I was going to say, is his name Senor Caliente? Because that's what I was going with.
Cayenne. You got to bring back justice for Cayenne.
I think Senor Caliente is a better name for him.
Because that's so Cajun.
I was trying to think of how you say
You gotta
Mister
call it-
in French, and I lost it.
Monsieur Caliente.
Monsieur Caliente. Oh, he just has a fucking like a cigarette and a beret. Oh,
Senor Cayenne Ente. That'll work.
Commish had this idea because we have this list of all the teams here. And Commish, what are we picking?
We need to pick our favorites in the College World Series, but we need to pick who we think can take down LSU, the defending champion, who's in this bracket. In the Jell-O shot board. Who can do this? Is there anybody that can do this? Is there any team that we have listed this year that could win and take down LSU in the Jell-O shot board? Is there anyone?
LSU's in a tough regional, by the way.
It's a testament to what I have learned on this podcast that the first thing that I'm doing is looking for other Louisiana teams in this bracket.
And there are a ton of them, by the way.
There are
something like 8 Louisiana schools. No, I mean that many 6.
It's
a lot.
I think Ben said there was 6. The last time that Louisiana had 6 in the I think the last time that Louisiana had 6 was like 2000. That Louisiana had 6 schools.
I mean, Florida State's a 1 seed, and I could see Florida State putting a dent in those Jell-O shots.
The problem is that you also have the potential of like somebody like Penn making a huge dent in that, but not for any fun reasons.
It's Penn, but they're buying Jell-O shots and then selling them at a markup.
Yeah, or like giving it to the engineering school to, like make some sort of weird thing.
Yeah, so last time...
Oh, yeah. Penn Engineering is going to partner with Wharton to turn this into some, like, fucked up crypto thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, an oobleck shot. It's not Jell-O, it's just oobleck.
So I wanted
It's got slurp juice in it.
So LSU has...
My poor monkeys and my slurp juice.
I do not wish the non-Newtonian snack.
So 6 of the 64
Punch me in the
teams...
stomach, it'll seize up. Punch me in the stomach. What happened? Okay, now time out. What happens if you drink cornstarch and water and then have someone punch you as hard? Are you going to die like Houdini?
Maybe.
This feels like a question for the guy from XKCD.
I was going to say Mythbusters, but sure. They're too old now.
I mean, what if exists for a reason? Has it been updated recently?
Yeah. Randall Monroe, help.
He's making YouTube videos now. They're really good.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I'm seeing like Oregon State is a 1 seed. By the way, the Oregon State Regional is 1 seed Oregon State, 2 seed UC Irvine, same coast, 3 seed Nichols, 4 seed Tulane. 2 Louisiana schools are having to go to Corvallis.
That's all right. So like I was trying to say, like 6 of the 64 teams in the baseball regionals are from Louisiana. It's the most of any state this year in the tournament. It's the most since 2000. In the year 2000, they had LSU, the Raging Cajuns, McNeese State, ULM, UNO. So I had both of my schools in here, the University of New Orleans and Tulane. That was incredible. So this year they have 6 schools again here, and then 2 of them are going to Corvallis.
I've heard it's kind of hard to get to anyways, because it's just a little out of the way. But then making Nichols and Tulane go there across the country. But you got to do something. Like that's not, it just happens that way.
Everybody's got to go somewhere.
True.
Texas has to go to College Station. Go figure.
I'm just breaking my brain against the Oklahoma foursome.
What is it?
Just because of the weird, like you have Oklahoma, Oral Roberts, UConn, and Duke.
Oh, that's a combination.
It
of
really is.
Oy.
Go. That's like
that's the nuts and gum of divisions.
Oy.
I don't like that at all.
I got a couple of schools that could possibly threaten LSU's shot record here.
Okay.
So let's go over the. It's still going to be tough. Now Arkansas has won the Jell-O shot thing before, and they are a 1 seed. They won it with like 8,000 shots, so they'd have to up it by like 60,000 shots here.
That's like any baseball record set before 1900. It's like, yeah, okay, sure. They were playing baseball, I guess.
And it's going to take more than one bad decisions guy. It's going to take a couple bad decisions guys.
So, I mean, Arkansas has got, Walmart money.
If Bunky Perkins is there, then they might actually carry it.
Bunky Perkins could show up and do some things.
Somebody tell Jerry Jones they don't think he's rich.
Jerry Jones could show up, donate a bunch of Jell-O shots to the food bank. I'll give you that one.
No, don't give Jell-O. Okay, hey, just so we're clear, food pantries do not need pre-made Jell-O shots. Just so we're clear.
No, they give money, like the proceeds to buy the Jell-O shots. A portion goes
that's
to the
not
food
what
bank.
I was thinking.
Okay,
the way you were talking, I was like, pull up for your basket of food, tilt your head back, Jell-O shots. I really miss serving Jell-O shots out of a spoon, out of a giant communal bowl that I would make in a dirty fraternity basement. I miss those days. You can't do that anymore.
God, Thanksgiving's a weird holiday up north.
Here's your Jell-O scoop.
Because of woke, you can't do this anymore.
Body of Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
This is my gelatinous body given for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my other ones, Tennessee.
I have an Easter lamb mold for cakes. Can I get an Easter man mold for Jell-O shots?
Nope.
No, do the lamb. Just
it's our Paschal lamb. It's our Paschal lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Commish, you were trying to say something.
No,
real.
I was
Never
actually
mind.
trying to continue the podcast.
Now my brain is on mint Jell-O shots, and
I mean, you might as well play the trombone.
Oh,
again.
we're gonna do the mint jelly. Yeah, Jell-O shots with creme de menthe.
Ugh, why?
Let's do some more trombone up in here.
Tromboon up in this bitch.
Trombone.
my girl from
Can you
Ipanema
play
all
Rocky
over it.
Top on that?
Nope, not at all.
You tried. You're trying.
But that's the next school I wanted to talk about. Like Tennessee, they're a 1 seed. Tennessee, 1
I
seed.
feel like we might need to have to send that to Holly with no
They
context.
won. Tennessee, Kentucky are 2 that I got that can throw it down. I don't necessarily think Oklahoma can do that. NC State is a 1 seed. If they are powered by the cheese wheel.
They were my like dark horse in this. NC State's
Okay.
a good choice here.
NC State does know how to party. I can also confirm this by the single week that I spent on NC State's campus. Well, they weren't even in session. Shout out to the karaoke bar, whose name I don't remember, that I went to at the end of that week.
If this happens, there are a 2 seed. They are in the Stillwater Regional. They would have home field advantage if Nebraska can make it to Omaha.
Okay, that would be
Yeah.
Nebraska ball. If they can make it to Omaha, I think the entire city of Omaha would just join in and do that. Because a lot of the times the Nebraska fans or the normal Omaha folks would just go in and buy shots at Rocco's for like the lower team, or just join in with LSU, or like, hey, who's like Stanford struggling? They only have 20 or whatever. And they would go in for them. So if Nebraska could turn their powers on for the Huskers, I think maybe they could pull it off. But they got a tough regional. They are in the Oklahoma State Regional. They play Florida as the 3 seed.
three seed Florida.
Niagara. I want to give a shout out to Niagara, which they're basically out around the Buffalo area. Their jerseys are phenomenal. If you could pull up like the Niagara baseball jerseys, it's like awesome purple with like a Niagara script.
Ooh,
It
I like
looks
those.
fantastic.
Holy shit. I
Yeah.
love this.
Yeah. I mean,
Good
drop
use
that
of,
in the
like,
chat.
Putting like the negative space and keeping it on the G.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It
just
is.
noticed that. The loop
Yeah.
is I like this a lot. It's a great touch.
That N is excellent, by the way. If you
Yeah.
have like if you're lucky enough to have a capital N as part of your team's name, steal this N. Good
Yeah.
N.
It is a phenomenal jersey.
Can I mention my most culture clash regional?
Do it.
My most culture clash regional I've decided is the Virginia regional, which is going to be 1 seed Virginia, 2 seed Mississippi State, 3 seed St. John's, 4 seed Penn.
The Virginia and Penn fans will get along.
Oh, I need Mississippi State to show up.
The Virginia fans will want very much to get along with the Penn fans, and the Penn fans will attempt to be as dismissive as possible.
Yeah, because one of those is
Oh, that's
is
true.
a public school, and we,
Yeah.
ooh, you couldn't get it. That's fine if you can't get it. Hey, you know what? We're not judging. It's fine.
Everybody needs a safety school.
Local state schools are good to go to. That's fine. That's good for you. But, ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I know you think you're a public Ivy, but that's a trademark thing, and Wharton will come after you for that.
Let me tell you that working admissions at Penn, as someone who had a degree from Teal and getting to tell a whole bunch of kids no who were trust fund kids, is my favorite job that I've ever had.
The most entirely simpatico region, by the way, is 1 seed UC Santa Barbara, 2 seed San Diego, 3 seed Oregon, 4 seed Fresno State. That is
Oh, they're going to have a party.
Good vibes only.
Oh, so good vibes. And the amount of weed that is going to be there will make sure that everyone's just having the best time of their lives. Oh my God.
Play that one in a dome and hotbox it.
Hey Snoop, are you listening?
Snoop Dogg.
Close the dome. Just close the dome for that stadium, Snoop.
Snoop Dogg, NIL.
You see, they're going to NIL.
Play-
They're going to give NIL to every person in that bowl game.
That's
Hell yeah.
Mac and Mountain West too. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this kind of thing, if you can put enough money behind it, that's how you get players to stop opting out, maybe.
No shit.
Just saying.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, 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 ding. But hey, Greg Sankey said that no kids want to. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to get into what Greg Sankey said.
Greg Sankey did.
He came back.
The broken clock was right today in that Greg Sankey.
Greg
Sankey.
Sankey. Greg Sankey or Greg Sankey are both fine. Yes.
I mean, you say that.
He, like the rest of us with eyes, is also skeptical of private equity in college football.
The broken clock, or what is it like the onion?
The worst guy you
the
know.
Onion, that's what I'm looking for. The worst guy you know.
Do we finally get to talk about like what would be a good idea to qualify you to become a spoken party in a U.S. mediation? Because I am excited to talk about this, and I didn't get to talk about it last time.
Let's talk about Baylor athletics instead.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like Baylor's uniforms. That's all I'm going to say. They've got good stripes. They've got good stripes. They finally put like real like contrasting stripes on them.
They look like we have the Packers at home.
Do the Sankey leg.
Stank. I
can't stop
hate
it.
the all yellow Baylor. I don't know what's stopping them from using gold, but they use this like piss yellow, and I hate it. I don't like that.
Where are you on the chart, Jordan?
No, this is good
Jordan's
teammates.
a bad teammate.
No, this is good teammate. This is good teammate.
This is good teammate.
This is good teammate.
I think you need your eyes checked, my friend.
I mean, that might be true.
Look, I wanted to put this on here because we can make our opinions on the Baylor new jerseys or whatever. They added the stripes. They changed the face mask colors, which is awesome. But Baylor decided to do like a giant uniform reveal for this.
Mm-hmm.
And
except this wasn't the reveal.
Basically, this reveal was just like, here's stripes. Here's like colors on the face mask.
But you know why they did this. Well, you know why they did this, right?
Why?
Because they fucked this up. Because in the NCAA football trailer, the college football game trailer, Baylor was shown wearing the new uniforms. Baylor posted video of it and then pulled the clip once they realized it was the new uniforms. And so they had to drop this now because it was already in the world.
Jordan, what do you think of that 9?
That's a bad 9.
It's really like the loop is too big.
Why is it so top heavy?
What do you think of the proximity of the 1 to the 9 next to each other in the middle?
It's bad. It's too close.
This is not good kerning either.
A lot of this is I have God. You know what's going to happen. You start talking about numbers. No, I refuse.
Talk about Kernan.
The 2 is also not good on the white uniform.
No, but I like the stripes. I like everything except the full yellow. I think the meanest thing I can say about this is it looks like something I would make up to be like, haha, look at these Baylor Color Rush uniforms. That's the meanest.
They look like we have the Packers at home.
They were giving a lot of
just
Edmonton
drop
Elks
this in the chat for Jordan.
Oh, it is
again.
I hate those fucking West Virginia numbers so much. I don't know. These are bottom heavy. Why fucking
What's wrong with our pickaxe font, Jordan? What's wrong with it?
Oh my God, these are bottom heavy numbers. Why can't we just have numbers that are equal, tops and bottoms?
Isn't it great? And you can totally flip that 2 upside down and it's going to read exactly the same, isn't it?
That's right.
We also have things like our sailing national championship, our open dinghy national championship, because that's just fun to say.
All aboard the dingy dinghy.
Are these finals? I don't think these are finals, Commish.
Yeah, they just finished.
The Coast Guard won?
So I'm looking at this website. I think I linked the website in here somewhere. So it's an open dinghy national championship, and this was Division 1. It showed the Coast Guard like winning here. Then I saw a score summary, and like it showed Harvard winning. There's 2 divisions. I don't know, but it appears Harvard has won the national title.
I believe Harvard has won the national title.
Okay.
Yale number 2, Dartmouth number 3, go green. Round 4, Coast Guard 5. Sorry about it.
I gotta give a shout out to Dartmouth. Their dinghy sailing flag is the best.
So if you guys don't know, all of these sailing clubs have their own flags that are different than this, because these have been around for fucking ever. Sailing is not an NCAA sport. This has been something that it started in the Ivies and the East Coast. You can tell by the things I just listed. Stanford's also in the top 10. Go figure. But also like Bowdoin and College of Charleston.
I mean, Tulane a couple years ago, but they finished 17th this year, unfortunately.
They also their flag is also kind of lame because it's just the angry wave on top of a flag.
Yeah,
be more interesting. But I like the Dartmouth one a lot.
But like angry wave is an automatic A.
Yeah, but you got to do the throw in the blue and some green, and then get the wave in there.
Look at Rhode Island. Look at Rhode Island. It's great because it's just the ram horn on a blue field.
They rule. Like these flags are awesome.
Bowdoin's is great too. These are all. Someone's gonna help me. Are these naval jacks? Maybe I don't know. There's words for these.
Somebody will correct you.
I like that Coast Guards is a swallowtail. That's good.
I mean, I always heard them as sailing club pennants, but
there we go. We'll call them that.
We'll get yelled at either way.
Yeah, sure. It's fun to get yelled at.
I mean, I lived down by Boathouse Row for a while, and we did some stuff in the boathouses, and yeah, there's much heraldry.
That's good for Dartmouth. Third place is always very good. Didn't beat Harvard, didn't beat Yale, but that's sort of how our life goes. It's one of those where whenever you do get to beat Harvard or Yale, it feels really good, but it doesn't happen super often, so it still feels good when it does.
The Ivy underdogs.
It's insane to think about it like that. I know what that sounds like, y'all. I get that. I get the idea that there are underdog Ivy Leagues, like would make you roll your eyes so far back you could see your brain. I get that, but that is the case. There is tiers here.
I mean, I've always found Dartmouth the most likable of the Ivy League schools.
Brown would be up there too.
Somewhere Brown's like, oh.
Yeah,
Sorry, Brown. I don't think about you at all.
They're too high to notice, but it's okay.
Yeah.
They're just really high and lovable all the time.
How grumpy do you think the Naval Academy is to lose to the Coast Guard?
A lot. We when we would do Jell-O shot races with Brown, and so we'd make green Jell-O for us and brown Jell-O for them.
Oh God.
So we just mixed together a bunch of colors, and it would be this beautiful. We practiced it so it was a beautiful shade of brown for them.
Mystery Jell-O.
Yeah. They described it as tasting like fruit. A lot of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you mix red Jell-O and green Jell-O, you are going to get brown Jell-O that is cherry limeade flavor-ish.
I wonder whatever happened to our anchor. She was really good. She had no gag reflex and was super, she was super helpful on that team. What? That was her skill. She was the anchor. Played French horn.
Of course.
I'm not going to say her name. She probably has a career right now. I'm not going to say her name. What? Anyone? No, we're fine? Anyone?
Sure.
No, none of us have anything to add to that because we went to, well, no, Beth went to a private school, but the rest of us went to public schools.
I mean, I went to a private school, sure. It's not priced like most private schools.
No, it's not like that. No.
Penn State would have been significantly more expensive. How did our poll go? I'm very curious.
Okay, can we swing back first on something else?
Okay, yeah.
Because I was starting with this and we never quite got there. Bill Walton would have loved the art that we've done for the last hour and 45 minutes on this podcast.
I'm sad that we've missed out on the opportunity to invite him on this podcast, where I think he would have had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
He is the kind of brain that we all look up to be. He is the kind of announcer that I think we all want to be. If you think about the announcers that we love the most, they try to bring his energy to things of constant curiosity and chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And what more do you want? No one has had a mean thing to say about him. This is not someone who has a complicated legacy. Nah, man, it's just fucking Bill Walton. He's been great. Even someone like me who doesn't watch a ton of basketball knows Bill Walton.
I mean, like, your stick in the mud dad might be like, I think he liked the weed too much, but like,
I mean, this was a guy that was hanging out with Abby Hoffman.
Yeah.
Like
noted
cool dude. Probably did smoke some weed.
Like, no, Bill Walton was a treasure, and I'm really sad that we do not get to enjoy his work anymore.
I kind of feel like when he would call games, he would randomly talk about things that popped in his mind. And it's just something that I feel like to a much lesser degree, we kind of do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're watching a game, there'll be somebody in the stands, or there'll be some silly commercial, or the announcer will say something ridiculous. And it's just something that there's a different way to look about sports as being like entertainment. Like, you know, you see the tweets on Twitter, or you see like the posts on Instagram, like people are like dejected. They're like, hey, now it's time for my school's 18 to 22 year olds to determine my mood for the rest of the weekend. You know, we're kind of doing something similar where we're trying not to let that happen, even though it may still happen to some degree. Like, hey, don't get me wrong, if ULM loses really badly or something like that, I'm kind of broken up about it. Or if they lose on like a last second 54-yard walk-off field goal, I that'll sting for many, many years. Sorry, App State. I still love you.
Hypothetically.
Okay. Hypothetically, if that happens. When Bill would commentate games, he's there to enjoy life, enjoy fun, enjoy the game, enjoy the show. And he's there to add to it. And, you know, it's something that I guess we kind of tried to do. We're not as good as Bill Walton was. I don't think we'll ever be, but he was endless entertainment, a joy to watch, college basketball wise. And really, I know we would see like the tweets of the outpouring and Dave Pash, like his partner, commentating the games. It was kind of just like the champion of the Pac-12. The Pac-12 doesn't exist anymore, and Bill Walton, he still exists, and he's a legend, and we'll carry on his memory forever. But he's just not living in a world. He's ascended to another plane. I don't even know if you want to call it heaven for Bill Walton. It is something different, probably something better that we can think of. But yeah, he's going to be missed. And just
wherever Jerry Garcia is.
Yeah,
he's gone to the big dead show in the sky where the Pac-12 reigns forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
we listen to a lot of people call games and call different sporting events, and it's the rare announcer who is always themselves, no matter what the context of what they're calling is, and can still give you the gravitas of the moment and the things that you want to hear, but is also going to give you that great slice of who they are and draw you into their story too. And Bill Walton is one of the best to ever do it. It was a privilege to hear him call things. It was a privilege to hear his stories and listen to his tangents. And like, there is one of my friends described him, was describing as like, what if Vince Scully had ADHD? And like,
that's kind of our account, the ADHD account. Totally.
And he was tailor made for us to love him. He's exactly the kind of person that we were just going to love. And many people loved him. And there's nothing cooler than that for somebody who, like, you're talking to a microphone and you hope that people want to hear what you have to say. Godspeed to whatever was next, Bill.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going, but I'm sure it's someplace awesome.
Someplace fun.
Yeah, he's gonna enjoy it no matter where he is. He's gonna enjoy everything. He said he was the luckiest man in the world, and I'm like, just doing this account, I feel incredibly lucky too. But yeah, Bill lived it. I mean, he lived life to, you would say, like this cliche, living life to the fullest. Like, just call it living a Bill Walton life. Essentially, you don't have to just change the cliche and just throw it for Bill Walton.
The ultimate, and just say yes to things.
Mm-hmm.
Say yes to things and experience things. And that's why
wear the tie-dye t-shirt. Think the tangent. Say the tangent.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We kind of tweak the tangent all the time, but it's play the Tromboon. But we're good. Don't do it, Jordan.
Like, it's over there. I'm tired.
Hastily reassembles Tromboon.
If you're looking for things to watch this weekend, can I recommend 1, the Script Spelling Bee starts
tonight, right? It starts tonight.
Yes, it is on Ion.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Shit. That's a channel I forgot existed.
Yep, you got to make sure you have that. Ion is free over the air as well in most cable, satellite, and streaming providers. Okay. Do I get it on YouTube
How
TV?
long does the spelling bee go for?
Till the 30th, so 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hopefully by the time the podcast comes out on the 30th, we'll look for the spelling bee.
Hold up, I got some words for you guys right now.
Okay.
Oh, no.
The ones that were just given. Like right now, we're in the middle of it. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Realize how to say them.
Okay.
This is gonna be bad. Okay.
All right, that's trouble.
How about the word spandy? Comes from, definition is a foot consisting of 2 long or stressed syllables.
SPONDEE.
How the fuck do you know that?
She was an English major.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes, this particular poetry is in the metrical foot of spondee.
Nice.
I'm not even gonna fuck with this because the rest of these words are.
Dactylic was my favorite.
Anyways, how about amaretto?
I think that's stress, unstress.
Like
So
amaretto, like the liquor?
Definition?
Let me find it. Hold up.
Oh,
It's not like that.
it's not like Coke and amaretto. Okay, or pineapple juice and amaretto.
No.
Okay.
Amaretto is a representation of Cupid in a work of art.
AMORETTO.
Got it right.
Nice. With the love root.
Gonna be whipping up on those children.
I was okay at spelling.
How about Alsatian?
No.
Alsatiin, like the dog.
Like the dog,
right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. There you go. Okay. Anyways, Pitt Girl is a good speller. Fuck it.
And Beth
Pitt Girl's
too.
an okay speller.
And Beth.
World's okayest speller.
I have
I'm
been
not.
eliminated. I didn't even try those 3 words. I'm already out.
Other things, the College Softball World Series. And the big one coming up this weekend is Stanford and Texas. This is basically the matchup for the Directors' Cup, the Learfield Directors' Cup, which is the big points you add in all the NCAA championships. It's the opposite of what we do with our Commission's Cup,
Yeah,
which is when we add all together all the non-NCAA championships.
that's right.
Ohio State won our Commission's Cup last year.
That's right.
And so for the Directors' Cup, it is Stanford and Texas. They have always sort of been 1 and 2. They chase each other a lot.
Yep.
Texas won, I believe, 2 years ago. Stanford won last year, or flip that. I don't remember which.
Yeah.
You gotta wonder what realignment will do to the Directors' Cup.
I mean, a lot of it is a function of the fact that Stanford sponsors so many sports.
Exactly, and that's my point.
I mean, and to be clear, I've said this on the show before, but I want to reiterate it before I get angry Stanford fans in my mentions. This is not a knock. It is just that there are a lot of sports in which the competition pool is not super deep because there are not that many teams. That's all I'm saying.
So
I'm not saying you're not good at things. You are very good at things,
No,
Stanford.
Lots of places don't have beaches.
In the 29 times the Directors' Cup has been given out, 26 have gone to Stanford, 2 to Texas, which was 21 and 22, and then North Carolina won the very first one.
Oh.
In D2, Grand Valley State basically has run it the last couple of years, although UC Davis has won some. Grand Canyon, when they were in D2, has won some. Cal State Bakersfield, Adams State, and California Baptist won some. And then in D3, it is all Williams, baby, except Johns Hopkins and Tufts have won the last 2. But before that, it's been Williams, Middlebury. It's all those. And then NAIA, Indiana Tech won last year. There's a lot more in NAIA that have won various things. Simon Fraser won a bunch of NAIA. Go figure. The Canadian team. That's going to be a big matchup this weekend. I don't think we have time to do a full beatdown, but I do want to announce our winners from last time. Because last time, if you listen to our last podcast, we talked about the free-for-all battle of the Big Ten costumed mascots. I have to say that very specifically. No animal cruelty. We're being cruel to people in animal costumes. That's different.
Costume mascots only.
And so,
plus the Rutgers horse, who has proven his willingness to fight.
That was the USC horse.
If you get the penalized was the Rutgers horse.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to count him because if you get a penalty, you can fight.
Yeah, I mean that horse is about it.
Warhorse.
And we came up with we're down to our last 5, and we whittled it down to our final 3, which was the Oregon Duck, Goldie, and Purdue Pete. And we decided we couldn't figure it out. And so we put it out as a poll. And the poll closed as soon as we started recording tonight because I actually scheduled it very well.
Good job.
Good job.
And it looks like Purdue Pete has won.
Okay.
I'm okay with this. Conference champ Purdue Pete takes his hammer. A lot of people brought the hammer.
Everybody was like, there's only one that has a sledgehammer. I was like, but what if...
The duck frequently has a hammer.
I mean...
Duck frequently has anything he wants.
The duck has
he can
props.
pull whatever he wants out of hammer space, in fact.
It reminds me... You say hammer space, and it reminds me of... Is it a cartoon or an anime? I can't remember which it was. But there was a cartoon or anime where one girl had like a purse that she could open up, and it had whatever she wanted in it. I can't remember what it was.
I mean, also Mary Poppins.
Also Mary Poppins. Yeah, fuck it. Just Mary Poppins, yes. Although Mary Poppins bringing out a giant... Okay, Mary Poppins anime, but it's a magical girl anime. And she can...
So Mary Poppins.
More fighting, I'm thinking. But okay. Mary Poppins, like, smacks someone with a giant hammer.
Mary Poppins, when she starts smacking people around with the umbrella. Okay.
So, yeah. So, Purdue Pete, congratulations. We will do the other ones as we go forward because they're fun to do. We need to do the ACC and things like that. But congratulations, Purdue Pete. Your dead soulless eyes have looked down upon your victims.
I'm just imagining, like, Purdue Pete tries to
Standing
smack...
on top of a pile of corpses.
like Purdue Pete, like, trying to smack Goldie in the face with the sledgehammer, but Goldie's, like, head just spins around.
It just spins.
Yeah, and it just... I don't know. There's still so much chaos energy between them, but, if Purdue Pete, lost the sledgehammer, I did just watch Thor Ragnarok. I'm just imagining him summoning trains.
Yeah, he's not the god of hammers. He's the god of trains.
I just see, like,
I mean, he's the god of boilers. Let us be clear.
He is a boilermaker.
Oh, so he summons a bunch of, like, exploding boilers.
No, what he summons is the Altoona Curve retired mascot Steamer. Only many of them.
Oh.
He just sends many steamers out into the world.
My God. I'm not
Love
going to
it.
touch that. No, not doing it. Not doing it.
I don't think there's anything else to say.
No, I mean, I don't want to get into details of what's a Purdue steamer.
Nope. Done.
No.
But hold up.
Oh, we got to play the jaw harp too, Beth. Play us off with the tromboon. The title of the episode's got to be Tromboon or Bust.
Oh God.
He's just like,
going
he's
so
like,
wrong.
I broke
Hastily
it.
reassembles
I broke
trombone.
it.
Take your slide lock off.